Hello everyone, today I'll be reviewing Network. So Network came out in 1976 and was directed by Sidney Lumet, and this film focuses on a television network called UBS, and this television network is really struggling to get good ratings. One of the main characters in this film is a guy called Howard Beale, and he has his own show and is played by Peter Finch, and Howard Beale decides to retire, and he says on air that in his last show he is going to blow his own brains out and essentially kill himself. But he then later has to go and apologise for this on air, and then eventually he goes on a crazy rant on air and says, "I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore." He ends up essentially getting his own show, and lots of people end up tuning in to watch this show because they find him a really interesting person to watch on screen, even though he is perhaps going slightly crazy and perhaps a little bit mentally unhinged. So what this film is essentially about is about television and the way it influences people, and the way that television companies will do absolutely anything to get good ratings, even if it means lying and putting out really terrible content on air. So Peter Finch is absolutely fantastic in this film, really gives a crazy over-the-top performance as Howard Beale, and sadly he died only about a year after this film came out, and he actually got a posthumous Oscar for this film, which in my opinion is well deserved. Although we do get an excellent supporting cast as well. William Holden is in this, although William Holden doesn't really play a supporting character. He's really one of the main characters in this film. He plays a character called Max Schumacher, and he's one of Howard's best friends essentially. But Max is a very interesting character. He's looking out for Howard and he wants the best for him. And while everyone working at this television company wants Howard to keep on going with these on-screen rants, Max essentially thinks that Howard really needs psychological help and is perhaps mentally ill. On the flip side of the coin, we get Faye Dunaway's character Diana, who is really desperate for this company to get good ratings, and she is constantly talking about the television company all the time, coming up with ideas how to get the best ratings, and seems almost obsessed with this job, obsessed with the idea of this television company getting lots of ratings. And we actually get some scenes when Diana is with some other characters in some other situations which isn't to do with work, and she's still talking about the television ratings. This is all she talks about in this film. High ratings, how to get the best ratings. And she's a very obsessive and, well, perhaps quite annoying character. But in all honesty, Faye Dunaway gives a brilliant performance in this film, and I think she gives the best performance in this film, and she won the Oscar for Best Actress, which is absolutely well deserved. I can certainly see why. And yeah, Faye Dunaway really completely steals the show in this film as this crazy character Diana, who is obsessive with the television ratings. Now we also do get Robert Duvall in this film. Robert Duvall plays Frank, and although he doesn't exactly get as much screen time as the other characters, he is always a very good actor indeed, been in many fantastic films and is a welcome addition to the film. I want to also talk about the actress Beatrice Straight, who plays Max Schumacher's wife. Now she's only on screen for about 5 minutes or so, but she actually won an Oscar for her performance in this film because her performance is really superb. Her performance just says so much in this little time frame that she's in. Basically, she gives an astonishing performance in this wonderful scene with her and her husband Max, and the scene just says so much about her character and what she has to put up with being married to Max. So this film did win a few Oscars, but it actually lost the Best Picture Oscar to Rocky. Remember, this was 1976, which was an excellent film. This was the same year as Taxi Driver, Rocky, and All the President's Men, and of course this film Network. So there was a lot of competition. Now Rocky is actually one of my favourite films of all time, so I'm not going to blame them too much for giving the Best Picture Oscar to Rocky, but then Taxi Driver maybe is actually probably a better film. But this is a fantastic film, so don't let that put you off. This is an excellent film, and it's an excellent film because it does social commentary very well, and it's probably even more relevant now than it was when it came out in the 70s. If you think this film is trying to say that TV companies are desperate to get ratings, they'll put almost anything out on the air in order to get good ratings. And when you compare the kind of TV shows which are on now when compared to the 1970s, they're completely different. We have all sorts of reality TV shows now where they put people into houses and give them weird and wacky things to do, and we have these talent shows where people are made to look like complete idiots. I'm obviously not going to name any TV shows in particular. I know this film is American, obviously, as you can probably tell. I'm British and live in the UK, but it's a similar story either side of the pond with TV companies. They will do anything they can to get good ratings, even if it means pushing out poor quality television. But sometimes that's just what people want to watch, and it's all about supply and demand at the end of the day, and if people want to watch rubbish on telly, then they will do, and the TV companies will keep pumping it out if it makes money. That's what business is all about. So this was actually the second time that I'd seen this film, and I think I liked it even more this time. I mean, I understood it the first time completely. I liked it very much. This time I think I like it even more. It's a very relevant film, very enjoyable film. I was surprised actually by how much swearing is in this film. There's a lot of F words in it, which was maybe a little bit unusual for the time, and an interesting fact I found out was that apparently James Stewart actually turned down a role in this film because there was so much swearing in it. You can't imagine an actor doing that nowadays with the amount of swearing that they have in films now. I just thought that was quite interesting. But nevertheless, this is a very entertaining film, and well, with some excellent acting performances. 3 actors got an Oscar for their role in this film: Peter Finch, Faye Dunaway and Beatrice Straight. I think there's only one other film which has got more than that, and that is A Streetcar Named Desire, which is another fantastic film. I must also mention that Ned Beatty appears in this film, and he gives a really good performance where he lectures Howard Beale in one excellent scene. Though it's a very short scene, very impactful scene in the film, definitely a scene to watch out for. So overall, Network is an excellent film, and probably one of the best films when it comes to social commentary, and actually when you think about life itself, when you think about issues like this. I just find films like this really interesting sometimes. However, I suppose some people might find the film a little bit boring. It's not the most it's not the most action-packed film, and yeah, actually this film is mostly just dialogue, and there's quite a lot of scenes where characters are talking for quite a long time. Some people might find that a little bit dull, but hey ho, everyone's different. So I'm going to give Network a rating of 9 out of 10. I think it's well worth a watch if it sounds like your cup of tea. Anyway, please let me know if you've seen it. So there we go. So that is my review of Network. So what do you guys think? Have you seen Network? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Please let me know down in the comment section what your thoughts are. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.